Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from beautiful Costa Rica. This morning's topic is how the narcissist isolates people. Think about that for a minute. If you like the content, please subscribe. So guys, let's go back in time when you first met the narcissist. Remember, everything was quick and they maybe put you through the love bomb stage and all that. They did all of this to earn your trust. So you believed in them and you believed that they were a good fit and maybe a trusting friend, a loved one, whomever, good neighbor, whatever. The point is, they did this with speed. And then over time, let's say it's a romantic relationship, for example, for this part, because they built up that trust with you, they slowly isolated you. They isolated you from your family, your friends, your coworkers, the things you liked to do, all the things that you found enjoyable and pleasant before you met the narcissist. These were taken away from you slowly by the narcissist. And if you really think about it and are honest with yourself, you'll say, you know what, you're right, Andrew, that is what happened. The isolation in the narcissistic relationship, there are so many different levels to this. Again, we could do a series on it. But it begins like this. When you're with the narcissist, you are doing things and saying things and behaving and all these things for the narcissist and for the relationship, and you're giving to a fault. And as you're doing this, each and every time you do it, and you give more and more and more, and the narcissist is taking the whole time, your boundaries are being pushed, and you're being isolated. Believe it or not, you're totally being isolated because you can't understand how this person is not reciprocating. They're not helping you out. They're not contributing to the relationship or to the project, whatever it is. And what you're finding out is the more you give, the more they take. And this is a form of isolation because you don't know what you're dealing with. You don't know who this person is. Like, who does this? Nobody does this. This isn't something you've heard about before. It's not anything you learned in school, and you are isolated. I want to get back to that one in a moment. Another way is, let's say you are with the narcissist physically, meaning you're on the couch, whatever you're doing, watching a documentary or whatever, for this example, and you could put the Netflix documentary in, and you're watching it, and then 10 minutes later, and then, by the way, this is supposed to be time for the two of you. And 10 minutes later, you look over, and there's a narcissist on their cell phone, and you're like, "Hey, I thought we were watching this documentary. You know, we planned it. We have some popcorn and a couple bottles of water. I'm like, let's do it." And they're like, "No, it's okay. You just keep going. You just keep doing your thing. It's fine." And they're sitting right next to you, and you're thinking to yourself, "Wow, this just deflated everything for me. It invalidated me. And now I do feel isolated, even though I'm sitting right next to them right now." I don't want to be watching this documentary by myself. I could be doing 1,000 other things. We selected this time to be together and to share this hour or two or whatever the time frame was, and you can't even have the courtesy to watch the documentary with me. You have to be on one of your smartphones. And again, what are they doing on the smartphone? That's right. They're looking for supply to isolate you even more. That's what they're doing. Another way they isolate you is this, and this is a big one for this video. This is where I came up with the idea. I mentioned it in previous videos, but I can't say this enough. Pardon me. What the narcissist will do in the beginning of the relationship, if it's a romantic one, many times they will do this, and please pay attention to this. They will love bomb you, and they'll have you fooled into thinking, "Wow, this is the best person. Oh my gosh, this is a great match for me. We're going to spend our lives together." All these kind of things. And then they're going to ask you to move. They're going to ask you to move cities, towns, countries, anywhere, but from where you are currently located. You see, where you're currently located is where you have your support system. It's where you have your network of friends, probably where you have your job and your family and your routine. It's what you're comfortable there. And they will try to uproot you. Many times they will. And why do you think they're doing this? That's right, because they want to move you to a different location. Now, the location they move you to, it could be somewhere brand new that neither of you have been to. It could be somewhere where they are familiar with. The point is, they want to take you out of your comfort zone. And they want to remove this, all the infrastructure of your support system, they want to remove it, and they want to isolate you. So an example would be, you live in town A, you meet the narcissist, but of course you don't know they're a narcissist, and then after the love bomb and all that, they say, "Hey, let's move to town B," and you're like, "Yeah, that sounds great, let's do it." And then you're like, "But wait, what about my job? What about my family and friends and everything?" And then they sell you, like they always do, because they're wearing the mask. They sell you and say something like, "Oh, don't worry about that. I've got the financial resources taken care of. You don't have to worry about working. Everything's good. And your family and friends, we can do a Zoom call, or we can visit them once a week, whatever." They're going to tell you any line possible to get you to uproot yourself and to move. And again, they do this to isolate you. What will happen next will be a very difficult time for you. And I know some of you are going through this. And actually, that's why I'm creating this video for you. Because when you're in town B now, and you have no job, maybe your funds are low, you have no support system, you have no network of friends, that's a scary situation, having to restart all over again and put your trust in the narcissist and in the move you made. Moving is a very big decision. And you find out, oh my gosh, like, I don't really like it here, I'm not comfortable, I don't know anybody, the narcissist isn't introducing me to anybody. If I do go out and I try and meet people, the narcissist doesn't like it. I can't, excuse me, I'm not comfortable. I think I want to go back to town A, where I'm from. The narcissist will do everything in their power to make sure you don't, because they want you isolated. You see, think of it this way. In this exact example, the narcissist wants you all for themselves. They want you only for themselves. And they keep you isolated in this house or this location, this town, just for them, while they're out doing things, while they're out getting more supply, meeting new people, devouring other people's lives. That's what happens. And they want you isolated. They want you pinpointed in this new location, away from all of your network of friends, so you don't get strong. And so you rely on the narcissist. That's why a few moments ago I mentioned when the narcissist said to you, oh, don't worry about the finances, I've got you covered, everything's fine, don't worry, you won't have to work, everything's gonna be good. Think about that. Why did they do that? Right, because they want you to rely on them for finances. So now you've moved towns, you're relying on them for finances, you have no support system, and you're isolated. This is exactly where they thrive. And each and every day they will chip away at you, and each and every day they will make you more and more reliant upon the narcissist. And the more you want, and the more you ask for, and the more you say, hey, I deserve this, what about this, this, and this? They will gaslight you, they will do everything possible to make sure you don't get what you want. Now this is going to be tricky and confusing for some people, and I'm not trying to alarm anybody or trigger anybody, but the more you tell the narcissist in this situation, when you are actually physically pick up and move towns, cities, countries, whatever, that's the ammunition they're looking for. That's the information they're going to use against you. And it's insidious, it's disgusting, but that's what they do. And the really difficult part about this, as with all narcissistic relationships, is if you actually picked up and moved locations, when you are there, in the beginning you think it's okay, and then you're like, wait, I don't like this, this is not right. And very rarely do these moves go well, extremely rarely, and I do know this for a fact. But what they're doing when they're there is they're not even caring about you. They're most likely not giving you the resources they told you about financially or emotionally, or they're probably not even around that much. And they just want you to wither away. Because they say, in their minds, sincerely, they're thinking, you're the grade A supply that's on hold. You're in the house, that's where you are. And that's what you will be for me until the relationship ends, or until they get new supply. Or maybe they keep this thing going as long as you're willing to put up with it. That's what they do. You see, it's kind of like a kid with a toy. Unfortunately, you're the toy in this case. Again, I'm not trying to trigger people, but if they can't have the toy, nobody can. That's what they think. So pay attention to that, please. If your significant other right now, or someone, a friend even, hey, let's go move, you and I, don't worry about it, I've got you covered or whatever. No, red flag, huge, no. In this day and age, as in all days and ages, you need to rely on yourself for finances, for your network of friends, for trusted loved ones. Pay attention, please, it's very important. We know one thing from the narcissistic relationship, at least I learned this, that you need to invest all your time, money, energy, effort, and love into yourself, become self-reliant. You see, when the narcissist wants to isolate you, and they do, and I'll jump into a couple more topics in a minute, examples. When they want to isolate you, it's meant on purpose. Watch this one, you're in the house, different situation. You're in the house, you're with your significant other, or brother, sister, family friend, whoever, and that you're asking them for some help. Hey, let's do this, or let's play a game, or do you want to do this? And then they're going to say, yeah, let's do it. And that time never comes, does it? And you're like, what happened? What happened is the narcissist never had plans to do it. They just want to string you along, waste your time, sit there, feel invalidated, and isolated again. That happens frequently. You see, the narcissist only has time for you when the narcissist wants to have time for you. That's how it is. You're just a tool that they plug in and plug out. That's the way it works with the narcissist. Isolation is a very scary thing. After the relationship has been going on for quite a while, let's say it's a romantic relationship, you're going to realize quickly that you're in the relationship on your own. It's a one-way relationship. that benefits only the narcissist. It doesn't benefit you. And some of the loneliest times for me personally were when that happened. Because you see, I could be in the relationship, but yet I was alone. And sincerely, it's a hollow feeling knowing that the person you're with, who's supposed to be caring and loving and kind, just like you are, isn't contributing, and they're doing whatever they want to do while you're literally isolated. Like, you could be at the dinner table having dinner, but are you connecting? No, you're isolated. When you make a decision to go somewhere, are you excited about going there? Yes, you are. Then you get there, and here comes the rage fit, here comes the drama, here comes the problems. And you're like, is it just me going through this, or do other people experience it? You're isolated. You see, isolation is a key part of the narcissist, is a key part for the narcissist manipulating tactics. It's what they do. And once you figure this out, once you understand that manipulation is one of the cruelest things a human being can do to somebody else, and isolation is a part of it, then you understand, wow, I don't want any part of that. See, before I close the video, remember this, that each and every person needs to and deserves to be happy, to be loved, to be spending their time wisely, investing in others, doing what they want to do without causing harm or injury or pain or discomfort, certainly without manipulating. The narcissist and isolation is something they do each and every time. And I suppose you could say in the workplace, same thing. The narcissist, maybe they say, hey, and this is kind of triangulation, but stay with me. Maybe they're like, hey, so-and-so is doing so much better than you at work. You used to be the top salesperson or whatever it is. And you're like, yeah, well, I'm still doing great. I'm still like the top 2. I'm incredible. Had a tough month. And they're like, no, so-and-so is doing so much better than you. And you're like, what is that? And yes, this is triangulation, but also it's isolation. Because they're saying, you know what, you were the best, and now you're not. And you want to get better. And you're thinking, I've done so much for this company. I've done everything. Does anyone else see that I'm doing this right? And the person who's talking to you may just totally invalidate you and be like, I don't know what you're talking about. We need results now, so please do it. And you're like, wow, thanks for that. Appreciate that. I just wanted to throw that one in for you. Guys, I hope you liked the video. I loved doing it. From beautiful Costa Rica, this is Andrew. God bless you. Namaste. Have a great afternoon wherever you are around the globe. I will create another video in the afternoon, and enjoy yourselves. Remember, if you're isolated anywhere, stay strong. Continue to educate yourself. Get out there, do new things, experience life. You are in charge of yourself. Your energy is beautiful and bright, and you are a shining light. God bless you. I love you. Bye-bye.